Hugh Kellenberger here. It's Dustin Dopirak, coming to you from Assembly Hall. Dustin, the emotion was still there. The Hoosiers still played well, but the didn't come out with the win.
No. I mean, this kind of was, in a way, what you would kind of expect these teams, the sort of game that you would actually expect from these teams when it's normal, I guess. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an normal Indiana-Iowa game where both teams played like they were kind of supposed to play. And this was the case when they did. Indiana did come out and fought pretty hard. It was a good game. And, Jordan Hulse, again, continues to really just step up his game and really become the leader of this group. But just came down to one shot. Indiana had a 10-point lead, managed to blow that inside of 2 minutes, and went kind of shot for shot toward the end. They had the ball with 13.7 to go, called a timeout. First play didn't work. They weren't moving quick enough, Tom Crean said. Had 5.8 to go. Verdell Jones comes off a screen right at the elbow, right by the foul line, and missed about a 17-foot jumper. Victor Oladipo misses a kind of off balance, just throw it at it, put back, and IU's Indiana loses after three straight wins here at Assembly Hall and two ranked teams. They go down to last place Iowa, but again, I mean, this is. These teams are not necessarily evenly matched. They don't have the same strengths and weaknesses, but they have about the same talent level. And this was kind of maybe what you should have expected. And it was interesting. It wasn't. They didn't get pounded like they usually do against Iowa, but they were there.
Yeah, it's hard to quibble with the final shot from the perspective of Verdell Jones is 1,000-point scorer.
Right.
He's a guy who just made an eventual game winner the other day against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it was a good look. That mid-range J coming off the screen is really his shot.
Yeah. No, I mean that's his wheelhouse.
The only quibble that you could make is that Verdell was one for 8.
He was 1 for 8 at the time, and that was 9. Yeah.
Right, and he took the final 3 shots of the game, missed all 3. Clearly, there were lots of plays that led up to that before.
Sure.
But I wrote for tomorrow's Herald Times that we've gotten to the point now where Jordan Hulse has to have the ball in his hand. Maybe he doesn't take the final shot, but he has to have the ball in his hand.
But he's the guy that's making the decision. I mean, it's obviously, and we talked about it just like as we were writing, that it's a fine line to walk, and I think both of us kind of tried to walk it in our stories to say, okay, like you don't want to pin too much on it on, Verdell missing a shot or whatever, and and again, that's not a bad look. If you're Tom Crean, you're saying, okay, what do I have? What's my best option? I mean, how many times has Verdell Jones made that shot?
And there were 4 options on that play.
Yeah.
It was drawn up as either Verdell could go off a ball screen.
Yeah.
Jordan Hulse could pop out on a screen from Will Sheehy.
Yeah.
Will Sheehy could post up. Or Victor Oladipo would be on the backside.
If you see how it actually played out, and thanks to ESPN3, I've watched this play like 5-10 times since it happened. It's all right there. Like Hulse is stationed on the wing. They've got a defender on him. Rivers comes down, sets the screen. Comes after passing the ball in, he hustles over, so he sets the screen. That Hulse comes around. Sheehy's posted up, but he doesn't have a great opportunity there. I think he was defended pretty hard. And Oladipo's cutting. He was covered pretty well too. So in a lot of ways, I mean, Jones might have had the best look. It was good. All of those things were going to be the other ones are going to be tough to make happen. It's possible that if you played it over again with the guys in those positions, Jones probably has the best option at the time. But again, what it comes down to is, isn't there occasion where you just give the ball to the guy with the hot hand, give the ball to the guy who's made plays all day, in all kinds of different fashions. I mean, what a lot of us, I think, kind of pitched Jordan Hulse as this, he was a facilitator and he was a jump shooter. And I'll say I was in that boat too. I figured those were the 2 things he did really, really well, and that was why you couldn't have him as the point guard in a dribble drive offense. But you've seen him do everything in the last couple of weeks. He's been able to attack off the dribble drive, hit mid-range, hit threes. He's at the point where just kind of, he's hitting these kind of cross-up three-pointers. They're just major league jump shots. So at this point, there is an argument to be made. Just give the ball to Jordan Hulse. Let him.
And he's just playing more aggressively. That's the thing.
A lot more aggressively.
He took 70 shots during the non-conference portion of the schedule, which was 4th on the team. But the other 3 guys all had at least 100.
Yeah.
He's now 2nd on the team in shots taken, and there's only 7 behind Christian Wofford.
Yeah. Could you imagine saying that Jordan Hulse
took 17 shots today? That's a career high. He took 16 the other day against Michigan State. So this is a guy who who we were told is too much of a facilitator to be the point guard.
Yeah.
In order to be a scorer, he needs to not have the ball in his hands because he does set up people so well. Suddenly, in the course of 2 out of 3 games, has combined for 33 shots. This guy who's he's feeling it right now. He's being aggressive, and I'm biased in the sense that I've watched Jordan since he was in high school. I've seen this kid play so many times in different formats. He just wins.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I always go back to when he was playing in the high school senior all-star games, which he played it a ton because he's Jordan and he just said yes to everybody.
Right.
They kept on mixing up the teams on him. His team always won. Like, they would give him Derek Elston for one game and he'd win. And the next game they'd take Derek away and they'd give him DJ Bird and then he would win with DJ Bird. And like, it was just consistent. Whoever had Jordan was going to win the game.
Yeah. No, I mean he's always doing the smart thing. It really, you're kind of seeing the window into Holz's soul a little bit in these recent games. He's saying, okay, well, I don't have Verdell anymore. I don't have Christian anymore.
I don't have Maurice.
I've got to be the guy. I don't have Maurice. I mean, like, who it falls to me, and he's understood. Like, okay, like, you are now the option. You are now the guy. For as much as everybody was kind of telling him before, you don't. You should shoot more. You should shoot more. You should shoot more. He says, like, well, I still have Verdell. I still have Maurice. These guys need to get shots. These are high-level players. They should get the ball, but now they're kind of looking around and realizing the guys that he has left are not guys that can get their own shots. They have to be, somebody has to take the brunt. Somebody has to take most of the shots, and he's saying, you know what? I guess it's me now. And you're just seeing a lot of that. He's becoming more aggressive. He's determined, yes, I have to be this guy now.
Right. This team has been playing off of a lot of emotion, Dustin. Right. I think the injuries and the crowds and everything, it was a lot of emotion.
Sure.
And when you're playing on emotion, inevitably there's a letdown.
Absolutely.
And if this was the letdown, this is about as soft as a letdown as you possibly can.
But I don't think this is the letdown.
You don't think this is?
No, because I mean they were playing at a high level for most of the day, and they were, Coach Crean is. Did I say Coach Crean? Tom Crean, whatever, has said that they were kind of running on fumes, and they still did get a lot of a boost from the crowd today. And when they're at home, they have that going.
Right.
And they were up by 10 at one point. There was just this kind of 2-minute period where they just fell apart, more or less. I mean, they got a 10-point lead. They gave it right back inside of 2 minutes. Weren't defending well. Were turning the ball over. Just all those things. They were able to give up a lot of points in transition, points in the paint, middle drives, like the easy stuff that they were getting better at, that they need to get better at. And that went down for 2 minutes, and all of a sudden it was a nip and tuck game again. I think when you're going to see the letdown, if you're going to see a letdown, is when they go on the road. That's when it becomes a different ballgame. And then when you go play a team like Michigan,
well, they're going to Purdue.
Yeah,
they're going to Purdue,
and then they're going to Michigan. So I think there will be some degree of fuel that they can get up there, but they're going to play a really good basketball team up there. It's dominant guys.
It's a tough matchup to go into Purdue. They don't have a natural defender for Jawan Johnson.
No.
Few teams do, but Indiana definitely does not.
And each one more is just still a player.
Each one more is still a player.
You can put Rivers on him.
Yeah, you put.
You can sick him.
Right. You put Jeremiah on each one, but how you defend Jawan Johnson's a thing. How you defend Ryan Smith is a thing. How you defend Lewis Jackson, who's a really quick guy.
Absolutely.
Is a thing.
Because you're looking at you're probably putting Rivers on more.
And you're walking into it with a still young team that has struggled to win on the road.
Yeah.
And you're going to Mackey Arena.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing. I mean, these next two are the possibility where it might all hit them at once. It could happen. Now, I'm not going to say it will, just because I think there's a lot you've seen from this team and the coaching staff. Really, in the last couple of weeks, we're going to see.
Have they really matured, or was it a temporary emotional shift?
Right. Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to.
I think it could be a little bit of both. I mean, I think there's clearly an emotional shift, but I think there's a lot of smarter things going on within the program in general. I mean, it seems like they're playing more intelligent.
Right.
And I think that's part coaching, and it's part players realizing what they're dealing with, and adapting in kind. And I think you'll continue to see that. But yeah, the emotional drive, you're not going to see it be purely fueled by emotion as much, maybe, as it was.
Execution has to take over at a certain point, and
Absolutely.
if you can segue over time and let the emotions kind of subside while your execution is still improving.
Exactly. If you can,
that's obviously the ideal situation.
Absolutely. So that's kind of what they're dealing with.
Yeah. All right.
So,
as always, we will talk to you guys later. We will be at Mackey. We will be reporting live from Mackey, as always.
Indeed.
Thanks for watching.
I'll be in Pittsburgh in like 10 hours.
Go Pack.
Shut up.
They have better. They have
Let's
good beer.
let's just
They
go.
have good
Let's
beer.
just go.
Bye.